Welcome, welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome if this is your first time rolling through. Won't you stay a while? If you like my message and my energy, then I invite you also to subscribe or even hit the notification bell if you want to know when I post. To those of you who are returning, welcome. If you've been with me from the beginning, or welcome if you're just tuning in. You guys are all welcome here. Thank you so much for all the love and the support. Thank you to those of you who sent me decks. I don't like to put people's names out there in case you're not comfortable, but I want you to know that I did receive your tokens of gratitude, and I'm so grateful to you for your generosity. I received the Rose Oracle, 2 decks from 2 Colette Baron Reed decks, and an Abundance Angels deck, and I'm so floored by your generosity. Thank you guys so much for thinking about me and for giving back. I do appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who give back in various ways. Thank you to those of you who have come to me for my services. I am so excited and honored by the people that Spirit is sending me, sending on my path to work with. You guys are powerful, powerful beings, and it's like it's my sacred honor to work with you. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to those of you who comment. Thank you for every and any way you sow into my growth and my expansion of light. Just so you are all aware, as of yesterday, the March 2023 Tarotstrology Energy Report, where I've broken down the major transits through channeled writings and their accompanying tarot energies. It's a written report. It's about 8 pages. An 8-page PDF report. It's now available to those of you who are not members of the Daily Alchemy members portal. If you are a member, then you received that yesterday, but if you're not and you'd like to get a hold of a copy of that, then the suggested donation for that is £4.44 or $5.22, and you can find all that information on my community board, my Cash App, my PayPal, all of that stuff. And the instructions for how to go forward with that if it's of interest to you. We have quite a month ahead, and I realize I missed one of the major. I don't really do conjunctions in these reports, or I wasn't led to do the energy around the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, but I was led to it today because I first saw it begin happening in the skies, I think last Friday, and today, randomly, but not randomly, I opened up my window and I saw them together, which led me to pull up what was happening with the planets in that moment. And at the moment that I caught them, they're both in Aries, astrologically speaking, but astronomically speaking, if you're using one of these apps, I use Skyview app, it's in Pisces, right? So astrologically, they both were at 12 degrees Aries. And that's an interesting degree because that still is Piscean energy. That is the energy of the Hanged Man. And indeed, this month of March, energies that have been stuck in motion for a while are moving forward. It's a time of retribution, and it's a time of restoration. It's a kickoff, the true kickoff of those energies. We've been seeing it a little bit, getting it drip by drip, but as we move into the new moon in Aries, as we go to the full moon in Virgo this coming Tuesday, it's a closing out of the old, and as we step into the new moon in Aries, it's a beautiful energy that's here to usher us forward into our new beginnings. So I don't know if you're feeling that in the air. I definitely am. I was given a song. I am going to do mostly a reading tonight, but I was given a song. I was given a song called Faithful is Our God. It's by Hezekiah Walker, but the lyric that was coming through is, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me, take back what the devil stole from me. And I rejoice today, for I shall recover it all. But my guide said, no, you're rejoicing today because you have recovered it all. You have recovered it all. And the The one message I was getting that I actually took the time to write down, because I've been getting messages, but I haven't really been writing them down so much. Some of the stuff is also unfurling in my own conscious, but what my guides, what I was pulling through, I think it was just last night, it was like, imagine waking up to find that who you thought was the weakest link was actually your golden ticket. Imagine waking up to find who you thought was the weakest link is actually your golden ticket. And indeed, that is what is happening for many of those right now who bet against you. You may not be seeing it or hearing it from them in real time, but I can assure you that the conversations that are happening amongst them, or even the inner monologue, is surrounding this truth. A lot of people are waking up to who you know. I won't say they're waking up. A lot of them were being shown who you are a while ago. Now they're being forced to accept that truth. And it's a bitter pill for many of them to swallow. So, I don't know if you remember the reading I did, if you guys have been with me for a minute. If I remember, I will link it below. But there was a reading that I did. This message started to come through for me in December about this like Hunger Game type activity. And I hadn't even seen the movie at the time. I just like Hunger 11:11 on my clock. The whole idea of Hunger Games, like I had a good idea of what it meant, and from hearing about it from other people, but I'd never actually seen it until these messages started to come through and brought so much confirmation. That there was this message coming through about people within families, especially siblings and cousins, being pitted against one another in these sick, ritualized entertainment that a lot of these orders, covens, secret societies especially were engaging in, where from the time some of you were a child, you've literally been pitted against someone, and it's been this like major like psychological experiment where there were people who were rooting for your progress, and there are people who are rooting for your demise, and there are people who are rooting for the other one's progress and their demise. And as such, there was a lot of tampering with people's destinies, and at a certain point, there was a decision about who was going to go forward. And the thing about it is that a lot of people crowned the wrong golden child. That's just the way it is. You can't be a golden child if you don't have the golden ticket. And like I said to you before, imagine, because this is what's happening, imagine right now so many people waking up to find that they thought you were the weakest link and you're in fact the golden ticket. Because you see, this is the thing. Humanize people who view the world through the limited lens of the conditioning and the programming of the matrix that causes them to lead with ego, will never be able to see true value. Because true value is something that you can only pick up if you are connected in spirit and in truth to the divine. Then you begin to see what is illusion and what is real. And many of them, because the veil is being removed, are seeing now that their own egos duped them. So, where shall we go today? I think I want to go again into the Moonology Oracle. So the ones they bet on are the ones who are being revealed to have just having been cloaked in your energy. And the ones they bet against are the ones with the real gold. They bet on fool's gold. And you're here to say, I've always been 24 karat. It's not my fault you couldn't see that. And now that you do, it's too late. That Venus-Jupiter conjunction that's happening right now is opening up a portal of rewards for those of us who are in correct alignment. There's restoration of love. There's restoration of abundance. There's restoration of finances coming through. That's what's so special about that portal. It's that 12-degree Aries mark. That 12 degree is a degree of Pisces, and it is the Hanged Man energy in the tarot. This is the sentencing. We're all being sentenced. We've all been under judgment, and now we are all receiving sentencing. And so if Saturn, who's moving into Pisces, I think on Wednesday, if Saturn says that you are in divine alignment with your truth, then the sentencing you're receiving will reap you rewards. But if you have, utilized your divine gifts in the old cycle and even in the old age with the Saturn and Pisces energy and then Pluto moving in Aquarius, if you have utilized your divine gifts to limit other people or for selfish, egoic pursuits, then the sentencing isn't going to be very nice, right? Well, we have full moon in Libra and the new moon in Aries at the bottom. So what's actually come out is the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. So we know this is justice, and this is Venusian energy right here, the full moon in Libra. Venusian energy. This is all about the return to balance, but it's also about the restoration of things that belong to you, but especially in terms of divine partnerships and in love and earthly material things with the Venusian energy. The Libra energy is more about the balance and relationships, but because it's Venus, it also can do with love and money. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. It's funny because I've used this deck for different people, different situations, and this energy seems to keep on wanting to come out, this new moon in Aries. So this is the potency of this Alpha Omega portal that we are going through with this new moon in Aries at 0 degrees Aries that's occurring on the equinox on the 21st, where all things will be made equal, right? With the full moon in Libra. And for many of you, these dates coming up are extremely significant. The new moon in Aries is kicking off a chain of events that is going to return divine love to many of you. That's what the full moon in Libra. And bear in mind, when I say divine love, that doesn't have to be romance, and it doesn't have to be, the whole twin flame. I don't like that phrase, but we'll say it because you guys know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to mean all of that. It literally, some of you have been in divine union for a while, but you haven't been in your divinity in that space. So you've been together because there's this strong soul connection, but now it's maturing into the energy of being able to love divinely, because all of us are beginning to learn that now. That this is a very big energy right now. We are being shown how to love, because although we may know how to love, although we may feel it, we may sense it, we may remember it, we may have lived in a time on the earth where this idea of unconditional love was real. Everything within the matrix system conditioned and programmed us to be punished for that. So even if we were moving in energies of being empathic and open-hearted, a lot of the time it was coming from a place of woundedness. And even those of us who were moving in unconditional love, a lot of the time it wasn't reciprocated, because the nature of the energies of the matrix didn't support that endeavor. And now we're getting to a place where they do. Okay, so that's beautiful energy. Wow. We're going to get a card. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Ace of Pentacles. This is when an energy begins to become real. When shit becomes real. When the things that you had dreamed about, oh my gosh, and all of these came out in reverse. All of them came out in reverse. Okay, so first and foremost, we have the Tower in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. And then we got the Devil in reverse. So let's take a moment to delve into these energies. So like I said, the Ace of Pentacles coming out at the bottom of the deck. This means that these energies are surrounding what wasn't real becoming real. The things that you've been sensing are on the way, are here. Things are about to begin to materialize for many of us in real time, and for many of you, they already have begun. Maybe in small ways, maybe you haven't even fully caught on to the fact that the energies are flowing in your favor because you're still dealing with some of that PTSD energy of having, dealt with having good things happen to you in the past, only for the bottom to fall out. But, good things are here and they're wanting to stay. The Pentacle, oh yeah, and then when I lift it up, we have the Ten of Wands. This is over for you, okay? The Ten of Wands energy for me is also my generational curse breaker, but it's the one who sees it through to the end. That cycle for you is over. That cycle for most of us who have done the work and are in divine alignment, if that is you, that cycle is over. You've done what it is you need to do to break yourself free. And let me clear something up about this also. Your contracts with bloodlines ended last summer. With the full moon in Capricorn, which is the Devil energy, which occurred in Cancer season, those contracts, energetically, spiritually so, were over. Okay? Now what happened in the aftermath of that is that those energies that have held you hostage and in cages, energetic cages for many lifetimes, said, oh, no, I don't think so. I don't want to let this person, this energy, this situation go. And hence the reason why the detangling yourself from their grasp, the conscious uncoupling of those energies meant that there were a lot of attacks against you. That the attacks really began in the autumn, right? And in the summertime, but really kicked off in the autumn. Those attacks started coming your way because they didn't want to let you go. But like I've said to you before, divinely those attacks occurred so that 23 on my clock, divinely they occurred to activate you in order to show you all the places where these energies have been hiding. Okay, so every time they came to attack you, what they were actually doing was giving up all of their strategies so you could then secure your own energy to prepare yourself for this time, if that makes sense. So as such, your karmic contracts, specifically family, but pretty much all of your karmic contracts from the old age are over. But they're only over for as long as you choose to come in agreement with that truth. So many people have re-signed for another karmic cycle with these energies. Whether that cycle is the whole next era, I don't know, or just another cycle, as they awaken. Everyone's going to be different based upon the level of their own consciousness and the openness of their own heart to receive truth. That's just how it is. Many people, though, many of these families, especially the top dogs, oh, I've got ringing in my ears, especially the top dogs of these families that didn't want you, families, covens, societies, but really we're dealing with generational curse breakers here, which is why I keep on saying families with this Ten of Wands energy. The top dogs of these families that have been in bed and dining with these ancestral entities that were being fed off of these lower vibrational energies of the matrix, these ones are the ones who have lost their opportunity to ascend, especially if they came at you once the contracts were over and tried to ensnare you again. And the reason that is because a lot of you incarnated, a lot of us, all of us, incarnated into bloodlines with heavy karmic debt. Heavy karmic debt. A lot of fuckery that's been going on generationally in these bloodlines, which is why they required the power of beings like you to enter into the picture in order to give them a chance to ascend. You see, we are at this point of balance. Nobody can say at this point that they have not been given the opportunity to choose life. Nobody can say it, because many of us incarnated just to give these people and energies and bloodlines the opportunity to stop choosing death, wrongful death, I should say, because death is a necessary reality, but I'm talking about wrongful death, bringing endings and messing around with people's lives like they were gods. You were sent to give them the opportunity to stop. And instead of seeing that, they chose to put you on the chopping block and try to sacrifice you instead. And because of that, because, the divine sent their most elite for this operation, and they didn't see your value, because remember what I was saying at the beginning, you cannot see value if you're not in divine alignment. If you are contracted and married to the energies of this matrix system that keep you looking through your own woundedness and ego, then you will never be able to connect with true value. You will not be able to see other people as God. You will not be able to see the true intrinsic value in every being. And so, because they chose the fuckery and the illusions of the matrix, and they chose to try to take you and others down in order to keep their illusion alive, they lost the ability to ascend this lifetime. I was just sharing this with a client, literally, it was, I think, in August, July, August, like right after that full moon in Capricorn, that I started to see visions, and we were all stepping into the arc. And we've been on the arc the whole time. We've been on the arc. The doors were closed back then. They've been closed since then. Even if you are still, in contact with these people, it doesn't matter. Energetically speaking, the point is, energetically speaking, there was no more ascending for some of them at that point. The arc had been closed to them. Okay? And now our arc is arriving on land. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So if you want to think about that, energetically speaking, if you've been on the arc, making your way to land, energetically speaking, since last July, August, then you can see how all of their attacks were really futile, because they were attacking you as if you were still there. Energetically speaking, you weren't. You weren't. And this is why their attacks couldn't really stick or touch you. That, and of course, we've already spoken about, I've spoken about it in many other readings, how as Gaia ascends and the vibration of the whole planet is raised, and we therefore move up in dimension, she will not root these energies that keep and have kept the planet in grave duality consciousness. It's not happening anymore. It's not happening anymore. We are moving towards oneness, and those who do everything they can to keep themselves above others, keep us separate, are the ones who don't get to come, if that makes sense, okay? So, and then, there was another message that has been coming through for a while. Some of them have lost the ability to ascend altogether. So some of them, they're going to have to come back and go through some of these lessons again. Some of them, it's like they are being recycled, for lack of better word, like their soul, like they're being recycled, like they will. And the way my guides were showing me it, it came through in a reading that they brought back to my recollection again today. And it was the reading of somebody who was like crying out to God, but they're not crying out to God because they're truly repentant. They're crying out to God because they want to like see if they can manipulate and get what it is they want without having done the work. And what they want is to be set free of the consequences of their own bad decisions that have landed, that at the time while they were engaging in them, hurting other divine beings, they didn't care until judgment started to knock at their door. Okay? But the way the divine is showing me it is that every single lifetime, although we come through what they call the veil of amnesia and we forget who we were consciously, we still retain memory within the waters, within our waters, right? So first of all, within the waters of the earth, everything goes through a cycle. Nothing ever disappears, right? Especially in terms of water. So the memory, all that memory is already in Earth's history by way of the water, the recollection of the water. So that's the collective energy. But personally, our cells, our blood, our intracellular fluid holds all of the information from every single incarnation we've ever had, right? It's how we access it. It's why water is what gives us access to our intuition and our dreams, is actually just the way we unlock the subconscious energies, which are the memories of things that we've done, we've been through. It's part of your akasha also. It's how you access that information. So as such, it's like they will, whatever form they come back in, they will be given their waters. It's like their waters are going to be white. So even if they've learned lessons, their soul has learned lessons that they've graduated from, it's like they're starting from square one. And that's some of them. Others of them are literally about to be trapped interdimensionally. I've seen that too. Some of them, the very cage and portal they had you trapped in for many incarnations, they've switched places with you because, quite frankly, they couldn't deliver you. And when you're working with dark, lower astral entities, they're very legal. If you make a contract with them, they expect payment, whether you deliver what it is you said or you have to go and step in place. And that's what's happening right now. So with all that said, don't be fooled right now by how people are showing up and pretending. Because in the spiritual planes, it's done. And in this energy, it's about to play out if you're not already seeing bits of it happening. So we got the Tower in reverse. So I'm really feeling this is to do with you. The Towers are reversing. And this is what's bringing this in. The Towers are reversing all the ways they've tried to bring chaos and destruction and confusion and discord into your life. It's reversing. For many of you, like I said in a reading earlier on this week, they had you bound to a spirit, an entity of destruction by the name of Abaddon. Everything you touched destroyed. Everything you touched turned to ash. And let me tell you how powerful you are, because even though many of you were bound to that energy, and this is where you fucked a lot of them off to no end, even though many of you were bound to this energy, this grand entity of destruction, you still managed to bring life. Remember all those times you began to build something and it would take off a little and it would just be swept away from you? How did you even have the ability to begin to build when you were being bound to such an energy? Because that's a testament to your life-giving power and your vitality. That's a testament that you were able to produce life while bound to death. Even if it didn't survive, it don't matter. It don't matter. And many of you were doing that and you weren't even aware. So imagine now how much more powerful you are that you're not bound to that entity and you're fully aware of your power. Yeah, if I were them, I'd be scared too. We have 9 of Swords. There's no more keeping you stuck in mental cages. There's no more mind fuckery. There's no more mind control. There's no more isolating you in their false narratives and spells to get you to live in a state of illusion about yourself and who you are. This is the reclamation of your mind. It's a reclamation of your truth. It's a reclamation, like that song said, recovering it all. It's a reclamation of everything they put you through that had you in this Nine of Swords position, crying yourself to sleep at night, crying in the shower, curled up in corners, wondering why your life was the way it was. Wondering how you had upset the gods or something. Wondering how you'd ever get out. Wondering why you just couldn't get it together. Wondering why you were so fucked up. And all that those thoughts and words produced, because they were all projections on you. The suicide ideation, all projections. All them trying to get you to take yourself out, or at least keep you in the lowest state, so they could eat off of the glory that you weren't accessing because they were keeping you out of alignment to receive. Guess what? We in divine alignment now. Venus just kissed Jupiter. Game is over. King of Wands in reverse. I'm getting that this is the main ancestral energy or entity that had so many of you bound for lifetimes, or had other members. Because some of you, let me put it out there too, because I was sharing this with a client yesterday, because there's a lot of bullshit that these karmic energies want to project upon you also, like especially when you were in this Nine of Swords energy. They wanted you to think also, especially those of you who've been through any form of spiritual abuse, that the reason why you were going through the Nine of Swords, consistently cycling through it, was because you were a sinner, or it's your karma, or you must have done something really bad in a past life. Let me tell you something about how fucking powerful many of you are. Many of you didn't have to come back to Earth. You were chosen to come back to Earth because the Earth needed you. These families needed you. And in order to come back into Earth, you had to descend. You chose to descend. This is why these energies have been so hard on you. Because you haven't been in them for so long. You chose to descend and then take on their karma in order to help them. So a lot of the karma you were going through wasn't even yours. It was theirs, that you voluntarily chose in your divine, unconditional love to come into this state, descend, and take it on to help them with their load. Many of you didn't have karmic debt. Many of you did not have karmic debt. That's not a message for everyone, but if it's yours, you'll feel it in your soul. You'll know what I'm saying is true. Not all of us are here because we had to be. Many of us are here because we were chosen to come back and we answered the call. This entity can no longer touch you. It's no more of its dominion over your energy and your lineage moving forward. No more. This King of Wands energy is the first masculine energy of the minor arcana. The King of Wands energy is what opens the gateway for the fuckery that occurs then in the mental and the emotional planes. It's been shut down. This is like the gateway. This is like in spirit. There's no more access. If it cannot access you in spirit, it cannot access you mentally or emotionally. Anything that you receive is residual. Its right to torment you is over. Everything has a timeline. Everything had an appointed time. We are in it is written time. their contracts, just like your contracts are over, their contracts to torment you are also over and up. See? This was one of the main entities binding you to contracts, or trying to keep you bound in a contract that you voluntarily came to live through in order to assist. And then this arrogant, pompous asshole was trying to keep you in it as if you were supposed to be in it in the first place, as if it had that kind of power over you, or ever really did. It didn't, because every contract that you were in, every one of your steps have been ordered. Every one of your tears have been seen and recorded. It's like there was no mistake with anything that has occurred in your life, not in this or any incarnation. For those of you who, don't resonate with that energy of not having karmic debt, and that's not to say that. So the energy around that I've been getting more and more is that many of you have not been on the earth since. This is your first time entering the earth plane since Atlantis. You've gone and you've ascended through other means, methods, and approaches. Earth is not the only way to ascend. It's one of the hardest ways to ascend, but I get that many of you were here prior to all of the fuckery, and you chose to come back to help to undo it because you have the codes from the original golden age. So this is why there's been so much attack. So you chose to come and be chained in order that you get to this specific time where you could then distribute all that you came to give in order for the earth to ascend, if that makes sense. And for your loyalty to the task, for your even stepping into these energies to help, you are now about to be rewarded. You are being rewarded. You are. And there's nothing that any of these energies, peoples, factions, corporations can do but get in line. Get in line to bow to you. And that's not me trying to act as if you're better than anyone or we're better than anyone. That's not it at all. It's just that you're sacred and you always have been, and they've been treating you like you're profane, but they're about to find out. Many of them are right now, and they're fucking scared. You got them shaking in their boots. You're a fucking anomaly. How do we throw so much death energy and they just keep getting back up? How is it that they know how to thwart all of our attacks? How is it that they know how to navigate these energies? So we have surrendering to the journey, release control. At the bottom, I really am feeling more than anything like this is the energy of them. What is happening on their end. They're having now to surrender. There's no other choice. They have to surrender to what is happening. They have to surrender. Yeah, they can fight against it and all that other stuff. Yeah, they can, but all of that is futile. I'm getting that vision, of, have you ever seen like a person boxing and they're significantly shorter than someone else, and the person has their hand against their head and they're boxing in the air, but they're not boxing anything but the air. That's kind of the energy that I'm seeing for them right now. They're having to release control. And this is what we're moving into. Like, this is what I was speaking about also in the March Tarotstrology Report. Like, we're moving into a time where those who try to forcibly keep you in an energetic headlock, they will be forced to surrender. Those of you who don't want to be held captive anymore. And many do want to be held captive still. I've been seeing it all around. Many people have fallen prey to entering into another karmic cycle with their oppressors. And many of them, it's because they are so stuck in love and light that they refuse to see the truth, and they're stuck in love and light because they don't really want to see the darkness of their own souls. All things must be in balance. You cannot truly be in love and light until you first take in the trip into the underworld, the underbelly of your truth. Then you can come back and spread the love and light and illuminate the shadows for others to see. But until you've fought with your shadow, if you're in love and light, you're in delusion. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. This is a message that it's beautiful this time. You're going to see, and then we have embracing enthusiasm. Embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. So for many of you, you're feeling the love. And if you're not yet, you're about to. Or the love is there and you need to open your heart to recognize it. Because your divine allies are coming in. They're coming in. Your true supporters are here already in spirit. And they're showing up to support you in more ways than maybe you sometimes see. Like for some of us, it's real time, like people coming now to help us, anchor in the truth of our own value. And for others of us, who haven't had that yet, the gateway to that is, the way that people, strangers, are interacting with you energetically, or animals or children. They're showing you that your value, they see your value. They see your value. Even if they don't really connect with you yet, when you see that energy start to shift in terms of people being drawn to you, and not in the evil eye drawn to you, but just like kind of mesmerized by your energy. You'll see it a lot in children first, because children are they don't filter energies through woundedness and blocks quite yet. They are able to connect with things organically. So you'll see it with children, and you'll see it with animals too. And you'll know when you see it in that form that it's going to come closer to you in real time with people who begin to become part of your circle. And for those of you who have relationships where you are actually doing the work together to ascend, even if you've been together, like I said, for years, but because we're ascending now, the quality of your intimacy has to change. You're going to notice that there's a higher level of support, and there's a higher level of support because it's almost like the divine is wanting us to live in gratitude. So often we're told to be grateful before we have what we think is going to make us grateful. And because we chose to be grateful in the midst of some of the craziest shit that many of us have been through in our lives up until this point, because we chose to remain grateful, because we didn't let it victimize us, then now we are being flooded with real-time reasons to be grateful. And what that is facilitating is the ability to draw in more of that. So this is the reward. This is the season of rewards. Your supporters are coming to help you expand. In the energy of gratitude. So like those of you who have been showering me with your beautiful messages and giving me decks and your donations and your support of what it is I'm doing and all of that is me reaping my rewards right now. That's me partially reaping my rewards by way of the support that you guys offer me. It's helping me to rise. It's helping me to expand. It's helping me to appreciate my value in real time. So that's how it's happening right now for me. And if you look around, it's also happening for you, but you may just be beginning to see it, but you might be missing it because it's coming in things like children being mesmerized. And it's like entertain and allow that energy to come towards you, and you're going to find it begins to grow, because right now, especially with this Jupiter-Venus energy and moving towards this Aries energy, it really is the divine's desire to give us things that fill our hearts with joy, if that makes sense. I'm going to do one more card and then we'll be out. I'm going into the, I think it's the Workers of Light Oracle by Kyle Gray. Yeah, look at this. I love it. And also I saw the Holy Spirit, expect miracles, but Krishna, devotion, trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. Everything that you thought you were doing in vain, everything that you thought you were going through because, like I said, with that Nine of Swords energy, you thought there was something wrong with you or you were cursed and all this other shit, which wasn't true. They were just projections. All of that you valiantly went through in order to get to this place. You've been seen. You've been seen. You've been recognized. Look at this. You are loved unconditionally. You are loved divinely. You are loved divinely. You have angels and ascended masters that are clapping for you. Literally. We have Paul the Venetian experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Yes, it's time to give, guys. You know how, like, I've been being challenged in this area too, because when we've been through situations where we begin to build and then everything gets taken away, what it can do is create fear around the ability to be abundant. It can create fear around things lasting, and what that can do is cause us to hold on to things, you know, just in case. And it's like we're being told to, like, step into that energy of the fool and jump off the cliff and share what we have, you know. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about your gifts. Every single thing you've been through, that Nine of Swords energy that took you through the ringer, it birthed something in you that would not have been able to come forth had you not been through that experience. And that is your gold. That is your gold. That is a 24-karat golden ticket that none of them have at this point. You alchemize that shit. You alchemize that lead, that Saturnian magic. All manner of magic, but especially that Saturnian magic they were using to bind you in lower timelines. You alchemized that shit and you turned it into gold. And now it's time to share with the knowledge and the knowing and the trusting that if you've alchemized that shit to gold, then of course you are a gold producer. Especially now that you're not bound. Just think about it. If these people were manifesting their realities and destinies off of the truth of who you are and were destined to be, and they had to bind you to do that, and not one of them, many of them were manifesting off of you, feasting off of your energy. That's really what that word manifest means. It means to feast on man. If they were actually doing that, and many of them were getting like rich off of that, just think about what that means when the true holder of that power gets it back. But energy grows through circulation. Energy grows through circulation. We must keep the flow of energy moving. So don't be afraid to share your gifts with the world in every way, because that's how you grow them. If you want to receive love, give it. Anything you want to receive, you give. You give, but you give not from a place of fear or guilt or shame. Otherwise, that's not worth it. It's the same trap. You give from your frequency of abundance. You give from knowing that you're always producing more, that more is always coming to you because you are abundance. You are not abundant. You are abundance. Hence the reason why they were plugged into you and using you like a battery. You are abundance. Kerninos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So this Kerninos energy is all about fertility. It's all about your land now being fertile and ready to receive the seed, ready to receive the Ace of Pentacles that is going to grow your new reality, your new earth lineage. You have the support of these energies to plant and to receive your harvest now in whole. Excuse me, 2355 on my clock, 555. You have the support. You have it. Many of you, and I'm looking at it, it's right below that new moon in Aries, many of you have had this repressed passion that's turned into like depression, or you've repressed it and it's harmed your soul. And it's time now to clear that energy once and for all by speaking your passion, singing your passion, writing your passion, dancing your passion, playing your passion, breathing your passion, living your passion. It's a really important time to express, share, express. Those are words that mean go out and do. They're masculine energies. Go out and do. You're safe now to be yourself. You're safe. Your support network is coming for you. The energies are already supporting you. The real-time support is going to come as you flow with them. Remember, I was saying that's for some of you, these energies of support are already around you, even if they're not in people. They're in the way that you are magnetizing experiences towards you where other people are recognizing you. Babies, animals. That's where it begins. Even the universe speaking to you in certain ways by a whole bunch of synchronicities. That's your way of being shown that the support that you need, you're already drawing it in towards you on an energetic level. For as long as you allow yourself to receive it, it's only a matter of time before that energy solidifies into physical reality. Faith. What have I been saying to you guys? Faith. Faith, faith, faith. What have I been telling you guys this Pisces season? This Jupiter energy is all about, and as I say that, today is the day that Jupiter kisses Venus. They're having a snog, or they had one yesterday, or they're still snogging since yesterday. Who knows? It feels good, right? Faith. It's all about recovering your faith. Even last reading was about us learning the root of where we lost that faith, because it's so important that we recover that faith. It's our faith that's pushing us forward into this Alpha Omega portal. Humanity and benevolence. Faith, I believe, is Archangel Michael's sacred partner. Stay calm. Yes. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. So many of us have been in this state of fear, and we've had to doubt everyone, and because we've been through so much betrayal, and then when we began to see the true intentions and nature of energies that were occurring beneath what we thought was kosher, it made us even more defensive and protective. And now it's just like, when you reach a certain level of that having been exposed and revealed, in order for you to reclaim your energy and to protect yourself again, then it's time to begin to trust. And that's not to say that these people with poor intentions aren't going to come and target you. That's not it at all. But what you have to trust at this point is that you're not going to find yourself entangled with cycles, entangled in cycles with them. What you have to trust is, even if they're coming towards you, just like the attacks are coming towards you, to give you something back, or to activate you in some way. And it's time to trust your own intuition and have faith in your ability to, with this masculine energy, protect yourself and protect your energy, and to know that you will know when it's time to draw a line in the sand or put up a boundary, because you sense fuckery. Your fuckery detectors are about to be going off, but in a balanced way. Because on this journey, It's very easy sometimes to fall into paranoia, and it's only natural. And this is where we're being brought back into 0 point, into center, into balance, so that even those that seek to harm us, we know we're so highly protected and grounded that first of all, they can't. And second of all, when or if they try, we will know. You will know. And because you're supporting yourself, you have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's midnight. Because you're supporting yourself, on the 3rd of March, 3-3. Because you're supporting yourself, you have full divine support. And that's all it ever really was about. The divine, your guides have been waiting for you to step into position and finally have the faith in yourself that it takes for you to rise in full support of yourself. Because once you reach that place, and everything supports you, the earth supports you, everything supports you. Other people come in to support you because that's what you're putting out. That's what you're projecting through your energy now. No more blockages to that, because the genesis of that energy begins with how you show support to self. So I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Oh, you know what? They told me to use this Abundance Angels deck that I was gifted to finish off the reading. Block out distractions. It's at the bottom of the deck. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. So the message I'm getting here is, where are you procrastinating out of fear of success? Fear that you will get only so far before the bottom drops, or fear that it's all a pipe dream, or, all of those fears that want to come up when it's time to take action. It's time for you to be 100% real with self and to get rid of everything that is distracting you on your own path. It's time to be disciplined with yourself. In compassion. You're not a hard taskmaster. You're not a slave master. Power of prayer. So for some of you, if you are having issues with this is again that energy of compassion I just picked up on. What you need to be doing is also asking for help in that area. You have all of these resources that want to support your success. You have them angelically. You have them spiritually. And you have them in human form. You may not have connected with them yet, but they're there in your energy field, waiting for you to find the pathway to them. And the pathway to them is by supporting yourself and utilizing the fullness of the divine resources you have to be supported in order for that to be birthed in real time. So for those of you who are having problems around being distracted, procrastinating, putting things off because of fear, for whatever reason, but putting things off that you should be doing for yourself. I'm not talking about other people, but for yourself, for your own forward advancement right now. Dealing with the fears within, coupled with the attacks that produce the fear without. Go to your guardian angels. Go to your birthing angels. Go to those who are here at this time to help you specifically to get over the hump of this energy, and reach out to them. They're here to help you. They were assigned for this specific moment in your life when you would reach this crossroads and you'd need assistance to get to the other side. And they're waiting. They're waiting for you to say it, to ask, because high vibrational beings respect the universal law of free will. And they will never try to impose upon you, even if they know it's something you want, or they can intuit it's what you want. You still have to open up yourself and make it known. Right? Power of prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. Yeah. Yeah, some of you need to call karmic justice is another thing I'm seeing with these block out distractions, because I'm again seeing the scales of Libra. Some of you need to not be afraid to call karmic justice on certain energies. Energies within people, and even energies within yourself, if you're brave enough to do that. Are you brave enough to call karmic justice on the energies that still want to enslave you? Wow. I'm gonna have to go and sit down and think about that one. Because that wasn't me. That was directly channeled. Trust me, that wouldn't be a message that I just sit down and like, because I have to now. That means that I've got to go and sit down and think about that. Am I ready to call karmic justice on the energies within myself that still want to tie me to old ways of being? I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you again for all your support. For those of you who are interested in donating to the channel or purchasing me a deck from my wish list, my information is always going to be below in the description box. For those of you who are interested in the March 2023 Tarotstrology Energy Report, please check out the community board for details of how to get that. And what else? If you would like to become a member of my Daily Alchemy members portal, where I do 5 readings a week, 5 channeled writings a week on the energies that we're going through, plus all of these specials I release to you publicly are included in the monthly membership, then please make sure to go over to my website and check that out. Solarah with an H.info. For those of you who would like to work with me one-to-one, I offer mentorship primarily, but I also do, I do Tarotstrology reports, and I also do smaller services. So feel free to check out my services. Please, before you email me, check out the services, and so you know what you're interested in, and I don't have to just redirect you back to the website. Check out the services, come back and let me know what you're interested in, because I don't have a checkout function, because I like to know who's coming to me. Just to give you guys a bit of a background, I realize like it's so funny because you know yourself, you sometimes forget that other people don't know you. Like, I don't know if you guys have that situation going on for yourselves too, but I know that's the case for me. So many of you may not be aware of my areas of qualification and passion, what's led me here, which is all part of what I do in mentorship. And that is, I have a strong passion to bring people back into wholeness on a mind level, a soul level, a spiritual level, and a body level. So to that extent, I don't only dabble in the spiritual. I'm trained in various holistic arts, including naturopathy, medical herbalism, and I am a naturopathic chef. So, and my focus actually was nutrition, functional nutrition for mental health and neurology. So, as such, I am very well versed in the body and what it needs. So, yeah, if you are looking to integrate the fullness of healing on every level, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you to recover your mental energy, learn how to deal with your emotions by healing and all of these other, like, getting to the root of things. But I'm also very well versed in knowing what the body needs to repair. So I don't practice like medical herbalism, and I don't practice nutrition, but they are part of my areas of expertise. And I'm beginning to move more in that area of giving gentle guidance. I'm not here to give, like, to be a nutritionist or to be a herbalist, but I can offer you guidance in those areas based upon what you're healing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And yes, I'm going to wish you the best. I'll see you again soon. I wish you every beautiful thing under the sun. Until next time, be well.